2 years ago, in response to a series of audits by our office on North Carolina's poor contracting practices, the General Assembly ordered the Department of Administration and the Department of Justice to develop guidelines for state contracts and a system so that every contract over $1 million be reviewed by an attorney. That guidelines and review were intended to ensure that contracts contain sufficient protections for the state in its dealings with vendors. We undertook follow-up audits on the Department of Administration and the Department of Justice to see if they were meeting the intentions of the General Assembly. Unfortunately, our auditors found that they are not. 2 years later, there are no guidelines and no guarantee that every contract over $1 million is being reviewed by an attorney for the state. The Department of Justice, in fact, argues that the law really does not require them to be able to show that they are making such reviews. They say that since they have lawyers available to review any contract that is sent to them, they are fulfilling their obligation. But that is the same passive, poorly designed system that led to the contracting weaknesses we found in earlier audits. The Department of Administration had started to develop guidelines for contracts after the legislation was improved, but has since rolled that into a larger project which has been delayed by a shortage of personnel and other factors. The result is that agencies have been given little, if any, guidance on what their contracts should contain, and the Department of Justice cannot document contracts over $1 million or say whether they have been reviewed. North Carolina spends about $242 million each month on contracted services, and despite the efforts of the General Assembly, taxpayers have no more assurance now than they did 2 years ago when the law was passed that large contracts are being reviewed to make sure their interests are protected. We have recommended that both the Department of Administration and the Department of Justice make this a priority and work together to develop a better system to develop and issue contracts for needed services.